Hey, how's everybody doing this evening? I'm back at it again this evening. Want to discuss some things I was supposed to be on yesterday, but I had got caught up and got really busy and had to get a lot of things done. But everything happens for a reason. So, in the description, you will see where it says the corruption has begun, and it has begun. Okay, so I was down at the Southern District of Indiana today, um, filing paperwork, some judicial notices and whatnot, and uh, got all that stuff done and got everything mailed off to all the defendants' attorneys and what have you. So I went on Pacer, which is the case locator, this evening to check and see what the case, was doing to see if they had uploaded my documents, um, where everybody can see them online. Sorry. And I happened to see some documents have been filed today, and some that me actually just today, the 22nd. Now I'm gonna go back a little bit and talk about Hamilton County, Indiana, because I'm suing them up under a Monell claim because they are considered a person. The county is okay. So they sent me their notice back saying that they were representing Dennis Quakenbush, who was the sheriff of Hamilton County, Indiana, and Josh Carey, who is now retired, but he was part of it a long time ago. But they're representing him also. Okay, so and they basically insulted me in their complaint, with their motion to stay, which I still don't understand how they can file a motion to stay when they're already in violation of the Brady rule because they've not turned over none of the officers' names, badge numbers, no nothing. I only got those other three officers' names, Eroso, Santiago, and Nunez, when they arrested me the fourth time, January 31st. So they have not turned those names over at all. And in my first complaint, where I had labeled everybody as John Doe, only because they had not turned the names over, we asked the court to make them turn over the names and the badge numbers of the individuals that assaulted me and falsely arrested me. And they didn't do it. And generally, when you file a complaint, the court will say within a couple of weeks or a week for you to amend your complaint. They never said a damn word. That's when I knew automatically right there is about to be some corrupt bullshit. And it's starting, just like I told you. And again, I'm reaching out to anybody out there that is not afraid of this bar, who is an attorney that's going to do the right damn thing and not fear the bar association. The corruption has started. The legal department sent me a notice saying they were representing Dennis Quakenbush and Josh Carey, who are employees of Hamilton County, Indiana. Hamilton County, up under the Monell claim, is considered a person. Okay, so mind you, I filed this complaint December the 11th. They have not responded. We've requested their names, their SOP. They have not responded to a damn thing. And we asked the federal court to make them respond. The federal court basically ignored me and is letting them do whatever they want to do. And again, this is Hamilton County, Indiana, in the state of Indiana, in Noblesville, Indiana. This corruption is deep now. It's deep. And I'm going to explain more to you here in a few minutes. So today I go on Pacer and look at because I haven't heard anything back from the summons from the judge Michael Casati, the Christopher Barrows, or Kendall Scott Cook, or their firms that they own. Okay, now the Attorney General is about to go live tomorrow talking about other issues, yada, 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 and his job and yada, yada, yada. I wish I could be there to see this SOB because, again, he's representing people that are clearly violated my constitutional rights. And he is the highest law enforcement agency in the state of Indiana. But yet I got notice today that he is representing them, and he's put on there an attorney called Hannah Hughley. Okay? Hannah Hughley. Now, pay attention to Hamilton County, where it says Kendall Chambers Plaintiff versus Hamilton County. The legal department from Hamilton County, Indiana, said they were representing Dennis Quakenbush and Josh Carey and Hamilton County. So how is the AG's office sending me a notice saying they're representing Hamilton County now? Hamilton County is a person and can be sued up under the Monell claim. This is fraud, people, again. This is fraud, again, at its best. This is fraud. Fraud. Attorney General, fraud. Taro Kita, Attorney General, fraud. Michael Cassetti, fraud. Christopher Barrow, fraud. Kendall Scott Cook, fraud. Higher court, fraud. Southern District of Indiana, do your job. I am requesting an Article 3 judge, not a magistrate. Now, they put an order today. First of all, they never notified me. Now, mind you, December 11th was when my complaint was filed. They are already in violation of the Brady rule already by not providing those names and badge numbers of the officers, nor did the court make them turn them over as they are supposed to do. They already broke the law in the complaint, with the complaint waiting there, sitting to be answered. Because they have not answered, and they have an obligation to answer under the Brady rule. Today, they filed, we filed last week opposition to their stay because Hamilton County, Indiana filed a stay for Dennis Quakenbush and Josh Carey filed an answer to stay, wanting the court to screen my complaint, claiming it's frivolous and all this. How is 4 arrests with no warrant or probable cause frivolous? How is not getting my permission to put my body through a radiation machine that emits radiation frivolous? Somebody please explain that to me. Their dirty work is at hand again. So what happened today was we filed an opposition to their motion to stay. Okay, they pulled a quick one on me today. That attorney that I just now told you about, Hannah Hughley, filed a motion to stay today for her people that she's representing. The director of DCS, Eric Miller, Kendall Scott Cook, who is a private attorney that was hired by Title 4D, and the judge, Michael Cassetti, and Christopher Barrows, who is also a private attorney who has his own law firm, Barrow Legal Group, at Keystone at the Crossing. These people are contractors. They do not have immunity. They don't. They're contractors. Show me where you can arrest somebody on a contract. Show me. And that person is not part of that contract. Okay, here it is today. They filed this today. The Hannah did. She filed this today. She filed this motion to stay their response when they already had over 90 days to respond and did not respond. Did not respond. Here it is right here, people. The court, you're not going to believe this. In one day, but they have not made them respond to the officers' names at all and turn over their badge numbers, and they're in violation of the Brady rule. The court in one day granted their motion to stay when it came from the Attorney General's office. You see this corruption right here? In one day, granted their motion to stay until they screened my complaint, claiming I failed to state a claim, which we know is a bunch of BS. This is corruption at the highest level. And again, I'm calling out to the Criminal Justice Institute of Indiana, the Rashad Ritchie Show, any other show that can put me on, and I can tell you guys about this damn corruption and about what is going on. Okay? Now, further corruption. That attorney Hannah said she was representing that Christopher, the Kenneth Scott Cook, and the judge. But she put on there, they tried to pull a fast one on me and say that she's also representing Hamilton County, Indiana, and she's not. Hamilton County, Indiana has been represented by their own legal department. Within the sheriff's department, Dennis Quakenbush and Josh Carey. You see what's going on here? This is fraud, people, at its best. Fraud. All white defendants, one black plaintiff that they've locked up 4 times with no warrant or no probable cause under a contract with Title 4D. This is fraud. When you look at the order, notice no judge, no one signed this order. Where did it come from? Where did it come from? But the last page of it was from this Hannah. Did she write this and act like she's a federal officer and try to fool me and then posted it on the somehow she's talking to the higher court behind my back and then allow her to post this on the Pacer website? So from what I'm seeing, the attorney general wrote their own order and then signed their own order and then issued it and exercised it. That's what it clearly looks like to me. Again, people, this shit is not going to stand. This is not going to stand. State of Indiana, you're going to compensate me for what you did to me. Hamilton County, Indiana, you're going to compensate me for what you did to me. You have suspended my driver's license. I was a contractor driving semi-trucks. I now have no job. Most of Americans live check to check. It's only a matter of time before I am evicted, my car is repossessed, my bills go south, and I'm ruined. So it's only a matter of time. And the higher court, the Southern District of Indiana, is letting this happen after I have came to them with a legitimate complaint where I have stated a claim and they damn well know it. This is a cover-up and this is fraud. And I'm calling out to anybody's talk show to expose this corruption before my life is totally destroyed. I have a signed affidavit, and I also put that in the form of an affidavit, filed it back into the federal court, and stating the income withholding order that Amy Crider signed, terminating the arrears and the child support when I sued them in federal court. I have it. So tell me how I'm in this position right now, and they are ignoring that IWO and all the damn corruption. The Southern District of Indiana is in this with them. They are corrupt. They're in it with them. And I'm calling on a higher court or someone out there to help me and assist me before I am totally ruined. This is fraud and this is corruption. And this is not going to stand. So again, I thank everybody, for, listening to me. There's more to come. This is not going to stand. The deputies that arrested me, they haven't even responded yet. It's been over 90 days. They have not responded. When can you file? Show me one place you can file a complaint and somebody drags you into court and you don't have to respond at all. Somebody please tell me that. I'm calling out to Rashad Ritchie because this is deeper than what anybody knows, and I got proof and evidence. You have a powerful platform, Mr. Ritchie. This is something you need to see. This is something you need to see, and I would like to have you touch base on it, and I would love to talk to you and show you what is going on. This is judicial corruption at its best, and I got proof. Everything I put in the record, they strike it from the record and keep on moving. Anytime you are sued in federal court, anything related to that case stops. It stops. They have continued moving forward as if I've not filed nothing into this court case at all, as if they've not been sued on a federal level. I've challenged jurisdiction. I said 5 times last time, but it's been over 7, 8 times. Anytime jurisdiction is challenged, you cannot move forward until it is placed on the record. Hamilton County, Indiana, Attorney General of Indiana, Todd Rokita, DCS Director of Indiana, Eric Miller, who suspended my license, even after the higher court said you were not to suspend anybody's license over child support debt. On top of me having an affidavit showing I don't owe any arrears or child support. Christopher Barrow, corrupt, of Barrow Legal Group. He's the AOJ, or so-called commissioner. It's just a name change. That's all they did. Who ordered me to be arrested, and he have no arrest powers in a contempt hearing at all. He don't. I didn't have no lawyer, no nothing. You cannot arrest somebody if they do not have an attorney. All my paperwork speaks for itself. It has spoken for itself. And they ignore everything to lock another brother up. Again, I'm calling out to Rashad Ritchie because this is going to be a story that you want on your platform, so I can show you the corruption in Title 4D court and what is going on and how they arrest you off of a contract that they have with each different agency. This is not going to stand. This is not going to stand. And the corruption within inside the Southern District of Indiana and what they're doing. And what they're doing. They know my case is very strong. I encourage everybody to go look at the case number right there. That they've taken some of my evidence down, so you cannot see what has happened, and where they have their signatures all over the evidence of what they did to me. This is not going to stand. I've written to Governor Eric Holcomb. He's not said a damn word. Nothing. He's not said nothing. Lisa Lancaster, Christopher Barrow, Kendall Scott Cook, Todd Rokita, Michael Crissati, this is not going to stand. This is not going to fly. It's not. You're not doing this to me a second time. You're not. I have a claim. You know I have a claim for arrest with no warrant or no probable cause. Not my consent to put my body through a radiation machine when you held me in that jail for 7 days and for 2 months and for 7 days again. No consent. No vest for me to block off the radiation. I did not consent to none of this. Taking my property, my photo, and my fingerprints. I did not consent to none of this. None of it. None of it. The higher court is covering up for them. This is fraud, people. Fraud. So again, thank you, people, for listening. Check this out. I'm asking for everyone's support because these people are working overtime not to see my complaint because they know it is damn strong what they have done to me. What they have done to me and still doing it.